I mean, I think they were like second to last or something like that. But that last game really was helpful for them. So new gen all-stars though doing incredibly well, 35 points. So, but we have 2 more matches, so we will see what happens. We still have 17 teams. That means there is a chance for a hot drop, and a hot drop I like. So, well, I don't see any hot drop happening, so I'm very sad. I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed. My disappointment is endless, and I am inconsolable. Sad. Oh well, it's fine. I'm gonna cry. I am sure that there's gonna be some engagements at some point. So don't worry about it. I'm sure I'll be fine. But now, oh, Bolivia, because they got bad in there, right? Where is he? Yeah, they got bad in here, so it should be fine. That's why Chipotle went down, is what I'm guessing. And then, I mean, we're still just kind of waiting for a little bit. But it goes a little bit to the... Oh, please don't do that to me. Sorry, just checking something. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty decent circle. A lot of people should be very familiar with it. Most commonly, I would say, where do we see this end up? It could like hard shift down to the southwest. That's a more common circle to have here. We've seen a couple end like north of Parisio, like a little bit around here. And then I've seen... I mean, like up here, it's kind of fine a little bit, but there are a couple spots. We'll see what circle does for the next couple shifts, and we'll see what teams engage in the chaos and what teams just kind of take a chill pill, and what teams that dominate the lobby. But yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be pretty quiet here. So who won last game? It was Bestia, and I think Vinny or Benya got one of the last kills. So we're gonna give him some love, give him some spectating time, as I'll keep an eye on the map that way. As a solo caster without any production or anything, this is a very helpful tool for me, that I can literally just do this and I can have it up. So the only issue is that, especially for Circle 1, everyone is still, you know, getting into Circle. So I might not do it for Circle 1, but in general, I will probably be utilizing that because it's very helpful. And it makes me able to look at a lot of the lobby. So I'm surprised that Wooly doesn't have dual compound. And if you don't know, this is dual compound. Does anyone else call it? Do pros call it that? No. Do I call it? Yes. Because this is where Wooly always landed when I started watching PUBG, and so I will always call it dual compound. And if anyone tells me that's not dual compound and it's called something else, cool. Still calling it dual compound. Oh gosh. Man, I've been casting and playing PUBG for a long time. Jeez. But Toyo, they're going to come in on an E pickup. Try to probably land there. I don't know. It's not really great looking for them. Speaking of Wooly, he has a friend right next to him. And does his friend know about the vehicle? Well, he has an aid prep, so you can imagine. He's going to get into the car. Ooh, does spot out Wooly. Wooly has to be incredibly careful. Does land a couple of shots, and well, the pre-fire just works out in his favor. That's going to be a free point for them as Hopper. Poor guy. Alva, though, does also have to be careful because New Gen All-Stars, they're making their cross. Fail. Some shots are being taken at him, and actually, they might just crash onto their other teammates. So, I don't know if that's actually quite how you wanted this to go. Sharp also did get knocked by Liquid. Bale doing some good work, but the nade, I mean, he's out in the open. He can't really do anything. Alba is going to find Finna. With Bale Frost, he is unable to. So it's a 2-for-2 trade. Shimboy is still here. All members. Poon now going to find Alva. Looks like they might try to go for the reses. And Tut doesn't have any lethal, so it's not looking too hot for him. But they're going to get into the compound, try to make sure that they can go ahead and get the res. As Tut, well, he's going to try to make his push, but he doesn't have a lot that he can deal with. Finna getting the res. A little bit of a coordinate, but running back. Shinboy taking some shots. I'm unable to find him. He does get behind cover. But, I mean, they could just drive by this. Punich has to be careful. He might actually go down at a 1v4. I mean, he's putting the hurt on them. Speaks are good. Nice one knock. Trying to get Bale, trying to get Finna, but there he goes. So it cost them a couple of knocks, but they're able to stabilize after that, and that is more what I'm expecting. So we see Toyo trying to find their home. As Pretty Curdy, they did knock Sharp, but again, they did not get the flush. So that's why that they are up here instead of duel. Falcons do encroach a little bit on to Injected. Simplicity trying to take some shots with a nice headshot onto one. But will Falcons actually hold up? I didn't even realize Shrimsy's right on the other side of this. Trying to get the nade on to Simplicity and his teammate, but unable to find a connection so far. Toyo goes on the south side of things. And Injected. They don't want any of this. So Shrimsy takes a couple of shots, but it is A-okay. It's not an issue whatsoever. Game? Why did this do this? There we go. For some reason, it just like had my cursor not work properly. So I had to like open up the map. It's a weird fix, but it works. So I'll take it. But after all of that interesting Circle 1 Injected, they're going to be happy here. Cowboy taking some shots over at Falcons, and Falcons are going to return the favor. As you can see, the rotates coming in from everyone. And actually, Nizera does have to be careful because no way is getting kind of close to them. Okay, see? What does he have equipped as his third? Oh, I guess that's the repair kit. So I guess that's the symbol. Wait, no. What's the melee? Am I going crazy? Because look at it. Look at the melee. Oh, that's the grenade. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. My brain. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. My brain, like, could have... You see the thing that I'm talking about over here? Like, I literally thought that that was, like, supposed to be, like, a hatchet or something. And so my brain was so confused. I did not realize that that was the symbol for the emergency flare. Call, pickup, whatever you want to call it. Emergency cover flare. That's the word. Well, Bestia, they're here. But looks like AKA... Oh, jump it. Jump it. Jump it. Nice. Except he jumped a little bit too far. But Bestia is incoming because they have a couple of members here that they're trying to protect and save. And Lippy's going to go ahead and find Pippa, but Panzerfaust is a terrifying thing to see, and well, they're going to trade each other. Well, Bestia finds one, and Falcon, he's incoming. But very interesting initial fight. But, I mean, if he's not quick, they're going to get the message from Ah, Danshin was on the other side, and New Gen got him. Okay, that makes sense. That's unfortunate. Well, Frogman is going to go ahead and knock Benya with an aid, but it should be an easy pickup for them. Circle does shift to the northwest, making this more of a city ending. But New Gen All-Stars, they might just want to see if there's anything that they can kind of pick up. But Punich, don't crash this. Well, I guess they know that Pip is down. So they're going for a res, and that nade actually puts them really far back as Bale just trying to play for some information. And then Vinny, once he gets spotted out and flushed by Poon, should be an easy fight for them because they know exactly where they are. Sharp shot is going to find Purdy Curdy. And oh my gosh. Well, Kane is found out and trade for each other. All right, I want to go back to this one. Unless it's just very quiet. Ejected versus Furia, and they're going to lose one each again. Just trading it a lot. And Luke, oh, he's on top. That's why. Wow. A lot of fighting in Los Leones. But I do... ooh, Kickstart actually knocking his own teammate. But I want to see this clear out. Boy is going to go ahead and find one knock. He's actually flashed himself. Has to be incredibly careful. Balefrost does go down. Never mind, they do hit him. So 6 kills. Not too bad. Not too bad of a start for New Gen All-Stars by any means. But now it is a city fight to the death, it looks like. As Liquid Alo, oh my gosh. They're incredibly spread out. But this is rough. Because Alo's here. Luke 12 is up here. I don't even know where the others are. And Cowboys knocked to Wooly. So Liquid just super split. And Luke 12 is now the solo member. And he is prone and he is wanting to survive as long as possible. But Toyo here and Duel, they might actually, they could go for a res if they wanted to. I know it's a little bit risky, but again, knowing what I know, they could do it easy. But I can imagine that they don't really want to. Simplicity with a nice knock on a Kraken. Actually, oh, they're being aggressive. Okay. Furia trying to go back to their boys. And Bolivia going to go ahead and find Emmy. And good spray coming out from him. But Furia just going to transfer over to their boy, try to play up. And Kickstart going to go ahead and find one knock onto Bolivia. Well, Luke steals it. And that's a spec bug. So now everyone knows that Luke is here. He has a decent amount of bullets. Circle about to close, and Sharpshot is going to go for that res. This is going to be impossible, dude. Expecting TPP in this and trying to, like, guess. Okay, well, we do go south, which buys me a little bit of time. But trying to guess, like, who's going to shoot who, since people can just TP peek. Like, it's... I will do my best to bring you guys all of the action. I can confirm it's going to be very difficult. Duel, they're going to go ahead and bring their boy back in. New Gen All-Stars are going to go ahead and try to find their way. And on the south side, we do have Copenhagen Wolves and, well, Godlike are on the north. Murillo spotted out by RSK. And I don't know what he was doing. Was he just trying to rotate? Action. Shots over at Max. But Max able to be safe. H2N does some good damage. Bolivia trying to send... Oh, they're actually going for Rez. That is a bold play, my friends. Everyone is shooting at him because they know that there's only a couple places that he could be, but immediately running away, and somehow, miraculously, this man makes it away with his life. So, New Gen All-Stars, where do you boys go? All right, honestly, that's also just a massive play coming out from them. So I think they're bringing him... no, never mind. Wrong. It's Peru. I was thinking of. Apologies. Well, New Gen actually just going to go ahead and try to take Hilltop, which seems to actually be working pretty well for them. Only problem is they don't have any vehicles, but, I mean, with zone, you don't really need it. So, well, gosh. Well, 4-0 got absolutely demolished, and no way did they even get any of them. Gamu knocks... Gamu knocks 2 of his own players. I think he knocked himself and someone else, and then, oh my gosh. And then H2N got the last one. That's hilarious. I wish that I caught that one. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, they're trying to bring their boy Kane back in, and he will be back in 43 seconds. This Sharp did get him over there. Actually, here, you know what? Let's give Luke some time, because he can see everything, you know? He can basically see what we see. He can just be quiet up here because he doesn't have to peek in order to peek. But Kraken, he's making his way up here, and well, I fear for him because it's a long way to the top, and you just have, I don't even know if I would say this is a snake move. Like, this is just, yeah. Well, easy kill for Luke and very worth it. But now a couple of teams know that he is here, and Circle does continue to shift to the south, and Luke, well, he is in a spot of bother. Injected, picking up some cars, trying to go to the east. Tig gonna go ahead and find one of Bolivia. As well, Falcons, they just continue on their death run. And by death run, they're just doing a 4-man ball and just rolling in. Just trying to snowball, it seems. Beery goes down. Souls and the rest of Toyo trying to make their way in. Batungas. Well, Cambo's the one who has to be careful because he is up on top of here. Oh, wait. Come on, where is he? There we go. You can see what he sees as Snakers and the rest of Copenhagen Wolves honestly in a pretty good spot here. New Gen All-Stars as well. And even though the shots are going to come out from Cambo, it's fine. Or Camba, I think it is, right? Well, picks up, it's a shotgun, doing his best to do the dirty work that no one else wants to do. Duel trying to come in on that northeast southern side, or northeast southern side. Wow, northeast side is what I was trying to say. My brain just butchered it. Duel having to be careful, and now you are seeing the Falcons. They can hear the frag. Oh my gosh, he naded himself. Oh, that's some of the funniest things I've ever seen. Well, he got 2 knocks, but he baited himself with it because he knocked himself. That if he had not knocked himself, he might have actually been able to do something crazy. But he need to cook that nade just a little bit longer. But that is funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, poor guy. I feel bad. It's funny as heck though. So, New Gen All-Stars there in, ooh, pickaxes. I like it. That's a good call. This is one of the cases that pickaxes are really good. So it doesn't seem to have a great area of effect, which makes sense, but trying to just find a little hole for themselves. And I mean, as soon as they got up here, I feel like they should have been doing this. So it seems like they thought about it just now, and now they're trying to make some holes. And I mean, it's going to be good. They have a couple of good spots to play from here. SKZ, and it does shift over to the west. Luke 12 still trying to make his way inside, and Falcons might try to deal with him. SKZ having to take care of a whole rock team. It's going to be a challenge, to say the least. Okay, well, they're trying to play together, but France with a nice outstep there. Konzine, well, ooh. And Max is the last one alive, and Rock just playing incredibly well there. Wooly is going to go down to Balefrost with a nice headshot. That nade going to come in, and Max has to run for his life. And well, Soul's a completely different team is going to say, hey, we'll take that point. Don't worry about it. Simplicity gets knocked to Bale. Shimboy flushes it out. Choppy has to be incredibly... Oh, my lord. 1 HP. Oh, my gosh. Dude, this is like the craziest crashes I've seen in a while. This is hilarious. I love it. Well, New Gen All-Stars, I was going to say they don't have to worry about anything, but now they do because Duel, they're on their side, and it looks like they kind of want to press into this one as Luke 12 is still up, Furia as well, and now Poonage and the rest of the New Gen All-Stars have figured out what they want to do with him. Well, Injected... Is Zero going to go down? And Choppy, well, I mean, this is just rough. Syntax, the last one up onto Injected, and it's a good attempt. But, I mean, there's just not much you can do. Sold spots out Sparking, trying to get a nice, epic shot. Nate, I think goes too far, yeah? Choppy finally bleeds. Vox, actually. Great nade from Quan. I was gonna say, I see Vox shooting some bullets. Oh, and it looks like they're going for a New Gen. Well, not gonna be enough to make them worry about it so far, but they gotta be careful. Still a worry. Ooh, Batungas, oh my gosh, he's finding two of the Falcons. And the Falcons, they're getting ripped apart by this solo, man. Gustav is the last one alive, and Batungas, he doesn't have a lot. And well, Gustav takes him down, but now he is the only member of Falcons alive. And Tig, he is inside zone. Yeah, he doesn't even make it. That's really unfortunate. Luke 12 behind a vehicle. He's not losing HP, which is the most important part. And Furia, once they go down here by Rock is probably going to assume that no one is behind them. Because you imagine that someone has to see that he's here. Oh, he might actually get shot in the back by Posa here. He hears the shots, is so terrified. Well, Santasco is on the other side. Finna is going to go ahead and get knocked. He is kind of, I don't know if safe is the right word, but might actually be able to get the res, and then they'll figure out what they can do from there. But Toyo and Rock seem like the two next contenders. But again, Posa, once he makes just a little bit step too much. Posa, yes. Ooh, it's gonna be crazy. But okay, Posa goes down. Luke, he's inside blue. Doesn't have much of anything. Does spot out RBN. Is going to find the flush. Quan is there, but he's going to go and get his flush. Or at least he's trying to. And, well, the res actually should come in, and that is rough. Yep. Easy for him. Oh, I know that you guys are just watching the Bolivia thing, which is hilarious. Alrighty, well, Duel versus Copenhagen Wolves as New Gen All-Stars. They are in. That's a decent name, but it doesn't quite thread the needle exactly how they were hoping. New Gen All-Stars, they do have to be careful, though, because everyone can see them, most specifically Rock. But on the other side, you can also see 4-0 wanting to do something here. But yep, they're trying to figure it out. Sharp is actually going to go down to Shimboy, and that could be it for Copenhagen Wolves to launch a couple of nades. They're in a rough spot. Bale going to go ahead and knock LFP. I mean, that kind of can work for New Gen if they just keep on getting knocks like this. Just getting stared at by a 4-man below you. That's horrible. Well, Poon is going to find a knock on to RBN. But again, right now they're farming damage. They're not really farming kills. Bale has 1,000 damage, but can't really do anything. And now Duel, they're starting to try and make their push onto Copenhagen. Copenhagen doesn't have any kills, but they're looking to change that right now. And Kane, he doesn't have any armor. And I mean, they're just TP peeking this fully. Like both teams. Snaker's gonna go ahead and peek out. Sharpshot is gonna find the knock in return as Wooly goes down to Vox's nade, and now it is the util spam of the century. Shimboy, New Gen, they're trying to make their move off of this fight, but it's gonna be rough again. Going for the res, which is Valiant. Wooly gets flushed or bleeds away, more so. Yep, now H-Win starts taking shots over at them. That is a second one. It is going to be Flood who finds him. Juan going to go ahead and find Toyo. Kane finds LFP. Finna though, and it is just Bale and Boone. New Gen All-Stars. They have 10 kills. And they got some on to Emmy, but Bale's in blue, and there's not much else that he can do there. Syntax, he does spot out Poonage, and there he goes. New Gen All-Stars is eliminated. Duel have lost one. Rock has a good control over this one, and no way. They do have their member in the middle, trying to use a mortar, trying to spot out where it can go. I think it's gonna go to the other side, yeah. This might spot out Kane, and it does. A good knock onto him. Wow, that hit the rock. That's a far hit. Probably gonna retry to knock there, but I mean, they are inside zone. Does some damage. Good shot coming out from Lopez. Fortunately, unable to find anything else. Can he get some more? But I mean, those are... All right, there he goes. So it looks like a combination of both Godlike and No Way. And it's just Kane. That is brutal. Duel had no chance whatsoever. Well, the eastern side of this battleground has been won by the Copenhagen Wolves. As we see a Rock in the north, and then on the west, we still have both Norway and Godlike. All teams with 4 up. But Copenhagen Wolves, they do have to cross. They do have to cross the street. But I mean, it's a rough cross, no matter which way you cut it. RBN can see a lot, no matter what they try to move. H-Win gonna knock Fantastico. Now this is going to be it for them. A lot of the util, you can already see it coming out. If they get a second knock, this would be beautiful for them. But they just have to try something. And actually, Snakers and Flood are inside zone. Fantastico is not in range of that blue. Godlike have made one player take their move, and Haven, he's just going to be digging. He's going to be digging a hole for 5 minutes. Ooh, a nice blue zone coming out from No Way. Never mind, it's a little bit too far, or too short. Zone is closing, but no knocks just yet. Accidentally throws smoke back onto himself. Lopez, wow, Quan, he's jumping down like a G, but not gonna work out for him. Spark King finds one onto Lopez. This is great for Wolves. Sparking with the Panzerfaust can actually use it. You can't jump, remember. This is the way that they've changed Panzerfaust. Snakers, though, from above is going to find Fantastico. Immediately flushes them out as well. And now everyone is trying to find their way inside this zone. Slabby, it's a knock on the RBN. Sparking on the other side. He is full blinded. And No Way It's Slabby who turns the corner, takes him down. Rock Esports is eliminated, and from above, now the NA Giants and Copenhagen Wolves just doing it damage. The zone doesn't favor too many. I guess I would say that it favors more Copenhagen Wolves just because they have sidelines, but Haven and the rest of Godlike is a problem for them. No way do you have to deal with them. The nade pops on over. That looks good. It's right on to Lopez. But Tony gets the knock on the Gladiator. DNL trying to make his way. Slabby tries to make an epic push, but it's not going to work out for him. This box takes him down. Now it is just Lopez and DNL. Lopez goes down. One knock, though. DNL on 5 HP on the turnaround. And now it is Copenhagen Wolves. And they have to deal with 2 members. One is only on this side. And, well, he heard the steps for a second. The zone is pushing. So Snaker's just trying to get an angle. Nice knock onto him. Tries to get more points for themselves. And now it is all just up to Haven, who, good nade, could do it all. Goes a little bit too far, though. Box just flush just to pick up some more points. And Copenhagen Wolves, the last couple of circle shifts, very nice for them. 20 points for them.